What it do? So Gervonta Davis said on X that he wants Pitbull Cruz rematch. He did a lot of talking on X, turning on his fans and shit, man. And you know, even before this, if you ain't see, he was a B-I-T-C-H. Who you calling? If y'all ain't see that already, bro, like he got a lot of feminine tendencies, and you know, a reason why, you know, a lot of the YEs, mess with Tank is because they see they self in Tank. It's not a lot of masculine black men out there. And a YN, a street nigga, that's not a masculine man. The majority of them is spineless, coons, and feminine. Real talk. They kill out of emotion. They argue back and forth. They, you know what I'm saying? There's some OGs out there, some gangsters out there that's not like that. Few far in between in this generation. But yeah, Tank's a bitch. Ain't no such thing. Ain't no two ways around it, bro. And at the end of the day, I mean, so be it. I won't be watching it and I won't be buying it. That's just my stance on it. And I ain't saying everybody got to be like me. Because regardless, y'all can't help yourself. Y'all gonna watch it regardless. That Tank and Jake Paul shit with AJ, y'all gonna watch it because y'all can't help it. Y'all can't help it. But, for the most part, it doesn't really surprise me that's what he wants to do. I don't want to see him if he ain't gonna never fight nobody. I'm cool on him. He'll never want to step in the ring with certain individuals. He don't want to get back versus Lamont Roach. I mean, what does an Cruz fight prove? Only thing I can really see it prove is because he's not going to go for Gary Russell. Well, it's not for the interim title no more because nobody won it, did they? Or Pitbull Cruz was the interim champion? I don't know. But, he ain't going to fight Gary Anton Russell anyway. He wouldn't fight Gary Russell. So none of this surprised me no more, man. PBC will never get it. A lot of these companies going down doo-doo brown style. It's over with for a lot of these promotional companies. They work with Turkey. Turkey seeing how they operate. The funny thing about his relationship trying to do something with PBC was the fact was they just wanted his money and they wanted to have autonomy over the cards. That was the rumor. Allegedly, and that's like, nah, bro. We seen what y'all do it with other people's money. They go out their way not to make the fights that fans want to see. Al Heyman's still around or not. And once again, they had a hot rematch to make with Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. And if Al or PBC got so much autonomy over these fighters, guess what? If you don't fight, if you ain't fighting, if you ain't doing what I say do, you can sit on the shelf. Flat out. And let's not, forget that's what Bob Arum did to Nicholas Walters, the Axeman. Didn't want to take the original Lomachenko offer, starved him out for a year, kept him inactive, offered him a lower fight. They'd do that. You know what I'm saying? And these fighters are so dumb that they don't even see the guard changing. The promoters didn't see the guard changing. All this shit that Turkey Al-Sheikh is doing and trying to do with the Muhammad Ali Act and all that stuff, bro, he was telling reporters that behind the scenes, according to Lou DiBella, when he did that interview on Ariel Helwani channel. I did a live reaction to it, and I threw it on the Patreon. So join the Goodfella TV Patreon side or get both of them. I did a live reaction till he did that, and everything that he's saying is accurate. Everything that he said, I believe that was in March. Everything that he said in March, you circle down 8-9 months later, everything that he's saying is accurate as fuck. Everything that he said was accurate. Accuracy was on pinpoint. Prime Dan Marino. So a lot of these guys, man, you know, a lot of that shit. I'm telling you, go back and watch that live reaction I did today on the Patreon, bro. And these dudes don't even know it, bro. It's either gonna be get down or get the fuck out the way. It ain't no lucrative alternative neither. The zone ain't got no money, and even if Turkey out of Sheik by 13% of the zone, he runs Zuffa and Paramount, and then he probably gonna have a huge say so at the zone because he funding their biggest cards. All that bullshit cards they got in the UK, nobody care about that bullshit. If anything, without Turkey, the zone is probably going to remove itself from the American market. It'll probably be more lucrative for them to remove themselves from the American market. So these dudes then took all the money, and then I guarantee you, the vast majority of them ain't got nothing to show for it. They ain't got nothing to show for it, bro. And we already know they asking for, some help behind the scenes. So at some point, either you're going to retire, which none of them can afford to retire. The vast majority can't return to retire. Or they got to get a fight that people want to see. Ain't no way if you support boxing, you support, especially if you're a black heterosexual man, you support Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz. See, that whole thing that they perpetuated with Al Heyman and helped make Mexicans seem like they was more important with Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather did that shit because they were easier to beat. You know what I'm saying? Get money with your people. Yeah, it might be tough fights, but it's going to be good fights. It's going to be good fights. If you get beat, you get beat on, beat the next motherfucker. That's why I love the one belt thing. I love it. You know, they say, like y'all so pro Muhammad Ali boxing that they write in the shady ass sanction if your bodies get a large piece of the action for what? For what? There's no requirement in that Muhammad Ali Act that I know of where they have to give back to some of these fighters' communities. They give back to their pockets. You know what I'm saying? They give back to their own communities a little bit. Think about it. The Muhammad Ali Act so great. It's so great. But look at boxing. They create belts so they can keep everybody happy. Once you try to please everybody, nobody's happy. There's certain people that you got to tell, F you, get the hell out the way. You know, they may not like it, but they going to respect it. But like I said, Gervonta Davis, bro, it doesn't surprise me, bro. This is your representation of a lot of black males in that demographic, about 30 and under. Real talk, really significantly under 35, 32 and under. This is the demographic. They gonna be back in slavery by the time they 50 or 60 if they see it long enough. I keep telling y'all, that's what it's trending to. Y'all don't understand the Novocaine that they have to racism. They don't even know what pure racism is, let alone the passive aggressive racism, the undertone racism, or the difference between racism and bigotry. Like it's a wrap. And shout out to the matriarchy of the black community. This is the reason why it's like that. You know, women live in lies, men live in facts. And a lot of women throw a bunch of lies, a bunch of false statistics out there. Like, bitches black women think they make more than black men. Even if that was true, why ain't black men begging bitches online? You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here, man. Look at the statistics. Brad barely make more than black men with a 1,000-year fucking head start. So this is just a lot of perpetual lies, man. Like, it's just to the point where, I don't blame a lot of brothers for not wanting to have children. Why would you? Makes no sense. So they can grow up and be a bitch like Tank. That's what fight Pitbull Cruz. Cool, go fight Pitbull Cruz. I ain't watching it and I ain't buying it. I ain't watching it and I ain't buying it. It's a guy that you turned up, a guy that you made popular. Come on now. It's the guy that you turned up, you made popular. So, yeah, of course he is. Of course he not gonna step into the ring with Shakun, because Shakun don't step in the ring with Devin. He don't have no backbone. He don't mind being a coward, bro. He's a coward. He's like, I'm gonna go up to this, what it is, and beat up on Mace. Like, boy, please. You want to beat up on civilians, but you don't want to beat up on motherfuckers in your own fucking sport. Like, sit down. Sit down. Have several fucking seats. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch. I'm everywhere. Amazon. Join the Patreon. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.